What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from AnimeUproar, and here I am back at it again to discuss the latest, craziest developments in the One Piece story. We got some truly epic moments in this one, so make sure to stay tuned for that. If you do enjoy seeing these One Piece chapter reviews and want to keep them coming, the best thing you can do is smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell and select all, or you will miss future One Piece videos. And while you impatiently wait for the next chapter to drop, feel free to check out my growing One Piece playlist where you can find videos about the Yonko, Warlord, Supernovas, and more, link in the description, and feel free to leave some suggestions for future video topics in the comments below. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. This chapter is called Please Let Us Die, a pretty intriguing title to say the least. And we'll see who exactly it's referring to as we read on, but I must say, I enjoy reading the titles without context only to later see how they fit into the chapter. Yet another thing Oda does well. And they don't usually mention the cover stories, but in this case we have Pound hugging Lola and Chiffon for the first time in 26 years and just bawling his eyes out. Like, what a freaking touching moment that we've been building up to, and that's only the cover story. You can feel the joy in this panel, and I literally get emotional when I actually take the time to look at it. Another sign of Oda's genius, and it's not even the main story. Well played, sir. Well played. So last chapter we got Drake revealing that he wants to team up with Luffy, and he also took down one of the ancient giants, aka one of the numbers. Here we have people reacting and being confused by what's going on. Our guys, their guys, everyone is like, why attack the numbers, Drake? Even page 1 is saying it, seemingly not wanting to believe it. Again, we get a flashback to Kobe talking to Drake, which I enjoy. Kobe is hype and he explains that Luffy is very close when you are his friend. But if you're an enemy, he will be out of your reach. He is that kind of person, and again, Luffy's power to attract people is mentioned. And Mihawk mentioned this during the Paramount War, saying it was Luffy's most dangerous power. Luffy has something about him that makes people want to help him, and here it's coming up again. You probably can't pinpoint it to any one thing, but one of the things I love about Luffy is how straightforward he is. So many people are manipulative and Machiavellian, while there is never really another side with Luffy or an ulterior motive. What you see is what you get, and I think people are drawn to this kind of honesty, especially when it's surrounded by people constantly trying to manipulate you. And Luffy is again very straightforward with Drake, saying that he's seen him before and asking if he wants to defeat Kaido. Most people wouldn't expect people to honestly answer that question, but Luffy seems super trusting, and in his defense, he did just have Kaido's daughter join forces with him, so a Flying Six member is not even that shocking by comparison. The funny thing is that Drake is not helping his case. He says that he can't tell Luffy why, but their objective is the same. Very mysterious, very unclear response. Zoro has a more natural reaction, assuming that Drake is using the confusion in order to try to trick Luffy while he's actually working for Kaido like Hawkins. Almost everyone seems suspicious of Drake, understandably so, but Luffy just says it's okay. He will join as an ally. And I love that. We got the captain calling the shots and Luffy being Luffy, and what more could you ask for? Sure, Luffy gets called an idiot captain, but at the end of the day they're gonna respect his wishes and accept Drake for now. As that happens, we get some page 1 and ulti time, which I enjoy seeing. The samurai plan to stop these two Flying Six members from reaching Luffy, which is honorable and respectable, but alas, they don't really stand a chance. If they go for Luffy in their Dino Zone transformations, they'll make it through the samurai with no issue. Luffy recognizes them, and then we get what I've been waiting for. Sanji finally spotted ulti, and with red cheeks, he says, "Who's that cutie next to the dinosaur from the Flower Capital?" Of course, Sanji would be all over this dino cutie, and I really look forward to how that dynamic will develop moving forward. The two dino people have no intention of letting Luffy near Kaido again, but then our boy Usopp comes to the rescue along with Nami. And they not only come in clutch with the lizard repellent smoke, they also bring comedy and usefulness with them. They distract ulti and page 1 and make it easier for Luffy to reach his goal of getting to Kaido as soon as possible. When you distract the Tobiropo, that's useful because enough opponents like that could significantly slow Luffy down. So the fact that Nami and Usopp distracted them despite the fact that they're probably scared and not expecting to beat Flying Six members, is a significant win. As Ulti is wondering who hit her precious Pei, she looks to Nami looking stoic and pretty badass, while Usopp hides behind her after launching the attack. Nami is not too happy with Usopp hiding behind her, but she knows the drill by now. She says the fight has begun, here we go, and of course, just as it seems like Nami might stand and fight, she uses the Joestar family's secret technique, which involves running away. As she runs for her life with a worried expression on her face, she says bring it on. And Usopp mentions what we're all thinking, how her words don't match her actions at all. Again, we get the humor among the crew and the characters we love, and we also have Oda having fun with the conventions of cool anime speeches while subverting it by having Nami run away. And of course, it's hilarious that Usopp would say this in the first place because his words usually don't match his actions at all, since, as we know, he likes telling tall tales. The point is though, together they succeed in infuriating Ulti, and the Flying Six members proceed to chase them, freeing up Luffy and Sanji to keep running to where Kinemon and the others are. And then we get the return of Apu, who is definitely not one of my favorite supernovas, but he is tricky. Luffy tells Sanji to cover his ears to avoid the damage of the fighting music. Still, Apu says they won't escape the silent fight. We got a shot of 3 numbers, and the ancient giants are still down for the count. Apu is upset that they look so pitiful now when they destroyed so many villages. He even cries, complaining that it's not fun to be attacked while drinking at a great feast. But you gotta expect that as a pirate, especially if you're one as two-faced as Apu. Again, we are reminded of Apu's nice bounty of 350 million berries. He speaks to Hacha behind him and proclaims that he is about to show our guys what happens when the ancient giants truly go wild. The threat of the numbers is definitely not done yet, and Hacha is even seemingly preparing to use his own fellow number as a weapon. The samurai are shocked by the display of power, but Sanji urges Luffy not to stop because if he does, there is no end of opponents. And Luffy agrees, just like at Marineford, he doesn't have time to be distracted by fighting strong opponents. While Jinbei tells us that every number is a threat, Frankie comments that he doesn't have enough cola to deal with so many, since there are supposed to be 10. And hilariously enough, the best strategy is to distract again, as Hacha views Frankie's cool armor like a toy and wants it. Jinbei, thinking quickly, tells Frankie to hop out of the dome, since the samurai won't stand a chance against the number running wild. The plan seems to be working well, and Frankie plans to make Hacha regret treating the great General Frankie like a toy. Although you gotta admit, he does look like a toy, albeit a really epic one. Zoro and Drake keep fighting since Zoro doesn't really trust him yet, but as Apu is trying to call more numbers, we get to see these two cool characters team up against him, building some trust there, and it's nice to see Apu scrambling and in trouble. And as if we needed more reasons to like Drake, he also says that he hated Apu since the beginning and that he's gonna crush him for his own sake. Zoro agrees, and we seem to have a growing understanding between these two now, and I really do like the alliance between these two supernovas specifically. But it can't be that easy. Apu keeps getting lucky, and Queen straight up starts firing bullets from a machine gun, suggesting that Drake shouldn't for a second think that he'll be allowed to escape. He calls him a traitor and then corrects himself to spy, since he wasn't truly loyal to Kaido from the beginning. At first, Drake seems unfazed, wondering why Queen would think bullets would hurt him, but then he wonders about the bullet, suggesting that there could be more to it. It could contain sea stone or could be poison, since biological warfare would definitely not be a surprise for Kaido's crew at this point. Whatever it is, they're not normal bullets, we can rest assured of that, and Queen knows what he's doing. On the roof, we straight up see an all-star, namely Jack, getting his tusk cut off, and he falls, clearly overpowered by his opponents. He looks straight up defeated, which is a shock to me in the sense that I thought the fight would be shown more on screen, and not just the end result. By doing it this way, Oda seems to be hyping up the power of Sulong, Nekomamushi, and Inuarashi even more, as if he's saying the fight wasn't even close, so why bother showing it? Now I'm all the more hyped to see these two in action. The point is though, even without Luffy there yet, our samurai are doing well, really well. Kaido straight up says that Jack is all-star and his precious men are being killed. Jack apologizes to Kaido, but Kaido explains it's not because he's weak, it's because the Sulong, Inuarashi, and Nekomamushi are just way too strong, which is so hype coming from a Yonko. What's interesting is how much Kaido is recognizing the strength of his opponents and how caring and understanding he seems to be concerning his men here. I love learning about Kaido because there always seems to be more than meets the eye with him. He clearly isn't just a survival of the fittest, if you lose you die kind of leader. He actually calls his men precious and he comforts Jack. Very interesting stuff, and he definitely seems like a better leader now than I expected him to be at first. Yeah, Jack will probably get up again at some point, but I don't see him being much of a threat moving forward. And that's saying a lot since he's supposed to be one of Kaido's strongest men. Kaido lets us know that the Sulong plan was effective and they caused a lot of damage, but they couldn't do more than that. And then he tells Jack to go heal up, implying that he'll be just fine long term. Kinemon then thanks the Mink warriors and then goes on to straight up cut through Kaido's heat blast. And when he was first introduced as a fire cutter, who would have thought that he'd go on to use it so effectively and epically against a Yonko of all people? This moment is definitely the pinnacle of such an ability, and I believe Oda handled it very nicely here. He appears to hit Kaido with his slash to the Yonko's shock. Again, Kaido is showing significant vulnerability before Luffy and the others have even showed up. The samurai make it clear that they're not looking to escape from Kaido. They want to die here as Lord Oden's samurai, and they will take Kaido with them. I also love that Izo is shown, so there are still 9 red scabbards facing Kaido even after Kanjuro's betrayal. Again, Kaido looks concerned. This ain't a walk in the park for him, or he would have taken them all out before they could hurt so many of his precious men. This is intense, but it's good that these characters are prepared to die, since I can see them, or at least all of them, leaving this battle with their lives. Sure, things are going super well right now, but this is a Yonko in front of them, and he's definitely gonna pull off some things worthy of his title of strongest creature in the world. The counteroffensive will be significant, and it seems like Queen and King haven't really even started trying yet. Nor has Big Mom, and we'll see how that turns out. But wow, we are fast approaching some big twists and losses, I can feel it. At the same time though, we're definitely seeing more and more of the roadmap to Kaido's eventual defeat, if not his death. I love seeing the Red Scabbards get their chance to shine because they have earned it, and Sulong, Nekomamushi, and Inuarashi are especially epic right now as they take down an all-star before the scene even jumps back to them. Aesthetic wise, they look amazing too. And that's all I can say right now. I really look forward to the next chapter and learning more about Kaido and his powers and seeing how everyone else fares in their own individual fights. We're seeing that even though One Piece is so far into the story, the power scaling is still great because everyone is still playing a significant role in the war. Kaido, even if he's a Yonko, can't just take all the opponents out by himself, and Luffy, our protagonist, also clearly needs help and is getting it. As long as the power remains well balanced like this, I think One Piece will continue to be absolutely fascinating. And that is it for this video. Let me know what you thought of this chapter and what you expect to happen next. If you do enjoy these One Piece chapter reviews and want to keep them coming, the best thing you can do is smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial. Hit that notification bell and select all, or you will miss future One Piece videos. And while you impatiently wait for the next chapter to drop, feel free to check out my growing One Piece playlist where you can find videos about the Yonko, Warlord, Supernovas, and more. Link in the description, and in the comments you can leave any suggestions for videos you are burning up to see. Thanks again, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys!